Welcome to the channel, everybody. Today, we're strapping on the helmets and diving headfirst into the underbelly of the gridiron. We're talking about the dark side of football, man. The stuff that makes your mama cringe and your grandma clutch her pearls. We're breaking down the top 5 dirtiest, meanest, most down and dirty moves these gladiators pull on the field. You know, the stuff that gets whispered about in locker rooms and analyzed for hours in slow motion. This is the stuff that'll make you question everything you thought you knew about this beautiful game. So buckle up, grab your jockstrap, and get ready for a wild ride. This is gonna be good. We're starting off strong, folks, with a move so nasty, so vicious, it'll make you squirm in your seat. This isn't just any ordinary play, it's something that goes beyond the boundaries of fair competition. I'm talking about eye gouging. You heard me right. This isn't some playground scuffle, it's a calculated, brutal tactic. These guys, in the heat of the moment, will literally try to jam their fingers into their opponent's eye sockets. It's a move that can cause immediate and severe damage. Think about that for a second. The sheer brutality of it, the pain, the potential for long-term injury. It's not just a game at that point, it's a fight for survival. These dudes are locked in a battle of strength and will, and they resort to something straight out of a horror movie. It's a desperate, primal act that speaks volumes about the intensity of the sport. It's primal, man. It's desperate. And it's more common than you might think. This isn't an isolated incident, it's a recurring issue that plagues the sport at every level. We've seen it happen at all levels of the game, from high school to the pros. Young athletes, seasoned veterans, no one is immune to this dirty tactic. A quick jab in the scrum, a sneaky rake during a tackle. These moves are often hidden from the referee's view, making them even more insidious. Sometimes it's intentional, a calculated move to gain an advantage or inflict pain. Other times it's a heat-of-the-moment thing, a reaction born out of pure adrenaline and aggression. Other times it's a heat-of-the-moment thing, a reaction born out of pure adrenaline and aggression. But regardless of the intent, the outcome can be devastating. But intentional or not, it's dangerous as hell. We're talking about potential career-ending injuries here. A single moment of madness can lead to a lifetime of regret. We're talking about potential career-ending injuries here. A lifetime of blurred vision, chronic pain, even blindness. The stakes are incredibly high, a lifetime of blurred vision, chronic pain, even blindness. And for what? To win a game? To prove a point? The cost is far too great for such a reckless act. And for what? To win a game? To prove a point? It's messed up, man. It goes beyond the boundaries of sportsmanship. It's a violation of the unspoken code, the respect that's supposed to exist between players even in the most heated competition. It's messed up, man. It goes beyond the boundaries of sportsmanship. It's a violation of the unspoken code, the respect that's supposed to exist between players even in the most heated competition. It's a violation of the unspoken code, the respect that's supposed to exist between players even in the most heated competition. And the worst part? It's often difficult for referees to catch. And the worst part? It's often difficult for referees to catch. It happens so fast in the blink of an eye, literally. The players know what they're doing, but the officials often miss it. It happens so fast in the blink of an eye, literally. But trust me, the players know what they're doing. They know the risks, and they know the consequences. But trust me, the players know what they're doing. And the guys on the receiving end, they feel it. That sharp, searing pain, the fear that washes over them. And the guys on the receiving end, they feel it. That sharp, searing pain, the fear that washes over them. It's enough to shake even the toughest SOB to their core. That sharp, searing pain, the fear that washes over them. It's enough to shake even the toughest SOB to their core. So, yeah, eye gouging. It's a dirty little secret in the world of football, a dark stain on an otherwise beautiful game. It's enough to shake even the toughest SOB to their core. So, yeah, eye gouging. It's a dirty little secret in the world of football, a dark stain on an otherwise beautiful game, and it needs to stop. So, yeah, eye gouging. It's a dirty little secret in the world of football, a dark stain on an otherwise beautiful game, and it needs to stop. Players, coaches, and officials all need to take a stand against this dangerous practice, and it needs to stop. The integrity of the game depends on it. Let's keep football fierce, competitive, and above all, fair. Alright, let's talk about another low blow in the world of football spitting. I'm not talking about accidentally spitting while yelling a play or catching your breath. I'm talking about intentionally hocking a loogie on another human being. It's disgusting. It's disrespectful. And it's sadly more common than you might think. Think about it, man. You're out there on the field, giving it your all. blood, sweat, and tears. And some dude spits on you, it's the ultimate sign of disrespect. It's like saying you're less than human to me. I have zero respect for you. It's a primal instinct, a way of degrading and dehumanizing your opponent. And it can have a serious psychological impact. I mean, imagine the rage, the humiliation. It's enough to make you lose your cool, to retaliate in a way that could get you ejected from the game. And that's exactly what the spitter wants. They want to get under your skin, to throw you off your game. It's a cowardly tactic, plain and simple, and it has no place in football, or anywhere else for that matter. We're all human beings here, trying to do our best. Let's treat each other with a little respect, huh? Next up, we're talking about a move that's less about physical pain and more about deception and manipulation. It's a tactic that has been debated for years, causing frustration among players, coaches, and fans alike. I'm talking about diving, also known as flopping or simulation. This controversial move is when a player pretends to be fouled, hoping to draw a penalty and gain an unfair advantage. It's a calculated risk, a gamble that can sometimes pay off big time. They'll take a little bump and go flying through the air like they got hit by a truck. The theatrics are often so exaggerated that it becomes almost comical, yet it's no laughing matter. They'll writhe around on the ground, clutching their face or shin, even though the contact was minimal, if there was any contact at all. It's a performance worthy of an Oscar, but it has no place in sports. It's an insult to the game, man. It's a slap in the face to the players who leave it all out on the field, who play with integrity and respect for the game. It's a slap in the face to the players who leave it all out on the field, who play with integrity and respect for the game. These are the athletes who train tirelessly, who push their bodies to the limit, all for the love of the sport. And it's a disservice to the fans who pay good money to see genuine athleticism and competition. Look, I get it. The pressure is intense, the stakes are high, fans come to see real competition, not a theatrical performance. And sometimes you'll do whatever it takes to win, even if it means bending the rules a little. But diving crosses the line. It's not just bending the rules, it's breaking them. But diving crosses the line. It's cheating, plain and simple. It's a tactic that undermines the very essence of fair play. It's cheating, plain and simple. And it's ruining the integrity of the game. When players resort to such tactics, it tarnishes the sport's reputation. And it's ruining the integrity of the game. We need to call it out, to shame the players who do it and the coaches who condone it. Only then can we hope to preserve the true spirit of the game. We need to call it out, to shame the players who do it and the coaches who condone it. Let's hold everyone accountable and ensure that the game remains pure and untainted. Let's keep it real, folks. Let's play the game the way it's supposed to be played, with skill, with passion, and with honor. Let's celebrate the true spirit of competition. Let's play the game the way it's supposed to be played, with skill, with passion, and with honor. Because at the end of the day, that's what sports are all about. Now let's talk about a move that's just plain dangerous, the studs-up tackle. This is when a player goes into a tackle with their cleats raised, exposing those metal studs to the other player's legs, ankles, and even their head. It's reckless, it's irresponsible, and it can have devastating consequences. We're talking about broken bones, torn ligaments, deep lacerations. These studs can act like weapons, inflicting serious damage on an opponent. And the worst part? It's often intentional. A player might use a studs-up tackle as a form of retaliation, a way of getting revenge for a perceived slight or a previous hard tackle. Or they might do it out of frustration, a moment of anger that overrides their better judgment. Whatever the reason, it's unacceptable. Football is a physical game, yes, but it's not a free-for-all. There are rules in place to protect the players, to ensure that the game is played with a certain level of safety and respect. Studs-up tackles have no place in football. They're dangerous, they're reckless, and they have the potential to end careers. Let's play smart, play safe, and leave the violence to the movies. Finally, let's address the psychological warfare that often takes place on the football field trash talk. This isn't just about a few words exchanged in the heat of the moment, it's a calculated strategy used by some players to get under their opponent's skin. Now I'm all for a little friendly banter, some good-natured ribbing to get in your opponent's head. It can be a way to lighten the mood, to remind everyone that at the end of the day it's just a game. But there's a line, man. A line that, when crossed, turns playful banter into something much darker and more harmful. And when that line is crossed, trash talk can become a weapon, a way of breaking down an opponent's mental game and giving yourself an unfair advantage. It's no longer about the sport, it's about inflicting emotional pain. We're talking about personal insults, things that cut deep and leave lasting scars. Threats to a player's family, racial slurs, and other forms of verbal abuse. These aren't just words, they're attacks on a person's identity and dignity, and other forms of verbal abuse. This kind of talk has no place in the game. It's disrespectful, it's hurtful, and it can have a lasting impact on the players involved. Imagine being out there on the field, trying to focus on the game, and having someone scream obscenities at you, attack your character, or threaten your loved ones. It's distracting, it's demoralizing, and it can make it incredibly difficult to perform at your best. The mental toll it takes can be just as damaging as any physical injury. Imagine being out there on the field, trying to focus on the game, and having someone scream obscenities at you, attack your character, or threaten your loved ones. It's distracting, it's demoralizing, and it can make it incredibly difficult to perform at your best. Trash talk might seem like a small thing, but it can have a big impact. Trash talk might seem like a small thing, but it can have a big impact. It's important to remember that words have power. It's important to remember that words have power, and when used recklessly, they can inflict real pain and damage. And when used recklessly, they can inflict real pain and damage. Let's keep it classy, folks. Let's keep it classy, folks. Let's compete with intensity and passion, but let's leave the trash talk off the field. Let's compete with intensity and passion, but let's leave the trash talk off the field. In the end, it's about respect. For the game, for your opponents, and for yourself. Let's compete with intensity and passion, but let's leave the trash talk off the field. In the end, it's about respect. For the game, for your opponents, and for yourself. Let's make the field a place of honor and sportsmanship. So there you have it, folks, the 5 dirtiest, meanest moves in football. These are the plays that make you shake your head, that make you question the humanity of the players involved. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. For every dirty player out there are dozens more who play the game the right way, with skill, with passion, and with respect. Let's celebrate those players, the ones who understand that football is a game, and games are supposed to be fun. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more content, and let me know in the comments what other dark sides of sports you'd like me to break down. And remember, play fair, respect the game, and keep it real.